So hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial video, I will show you how to create a circular animated bottom tab navigation with Flutter. If till now you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. So without wasting the time, let's start creating the project. So as you can see now, I'm having a fresh Flutter project over here with a simple app bar being displayed with the title of bottom tab navigator. So I'm using this scaffold over here and we're going to be using a package that is going to be a circular package. The link will be provided in the description below. You can just go and download. As you can see over here, this is the package that we are going to be using and the example over here with a material bottom tab navigator. So this is the curved navigation bar for Flutter. As you can see, it is having really a nice animations in buttons, and that is really amazing. So you can just install this package by coming to this link, go to the installing section and you can install it. You're going to be getting the coding examples. If you need to just follow the documentation, the link will be provided in the description below. You can just go over there, follow the documentation and learn how to just create this beautiful and amazing curved navigation bar. Alright, so now as you can see, this is how you're going to be installing it in your Flutter project. This is the command that you need to copy and paste inside your terminal. After installing, you're just going to be getting these dependencies in your pubspec.yaml file. And if you're not getting it, just run the flutter pub get command in your terminal. After you have installed it, you can just use this with this package import statement. You can just copy it from here and wherever you wanted to use this animation, just paste it over there in that specific dart file. So let's see how we are going to be using it. So this is the code example of this beautiful and amazing bottom tab navigation we are going to be creating by following this documentation. If you wanted to do it, you can also do it together. Okay, so let's start creating this amazing curved navigation bar. So here's my project. Here I'm displaying a text of bottom tab navigation and I'm having a simple app. Alright, so let me just add the import statement. So I'm not gonna copy and paste it, I'm just gonna write it manually. It will be a good practice. So let me import package from our curved navigation bar / then we're going to be having the curved navigation _bar.dart file, and that's it for the importing our curved navigation package in our Flutter project. Now we can just start working with it. After that, as you can see, after my app bar ends, as you can see, here's my app bar content. After this ends, I'm just gonna create a bottom navigation bar. So let me go over here and write for bottom navigation. And now I'm just gonna be calling my curved navigation bar package that I have imported. So it's curved navigation bar widget. In this widget, we need to take in items that is going to be displayed as an icons. So first of all, I'm just gonna provide it an index of 0, which is gonna display as the selected button of our 0 index. We can even provide the height to our bottom tab navigator, depends on you. Now let me add the icons inside my items array. It is going to be a widget, so I'm using widget over here and we're having a beautiful array. In this array, I'm going to define my icons for my bottom tab navigator. So icon method, in that I'm going to specify icons dot, the first icon is going to be not the add icon, it's going to be, let's go with compare _ arrows icon. Great. And even you can specify the size of it. So I'm going to be keeping the size for all of the icons, that is going to be 30, but for the add icon that is going to be in index number 2 is going to be having a size of 50. So second icon is going to be list icon, third one is going to be add icon, fourth one is going to be, let's go with call split icon, and the fifth and the last one is going to be the perm identity. Great. Sorry for wrong spelling. Okay, so now after we do this, we should get a simple bottom tab navigator with that beautiful and amazing animation. So as you can see, when I have hot reloaded it, it's not being displayed over here. So you will get this error so many times. When you are just creating anything in Flutter, sometimes when you perform the hot reload, it stucks over there. Or if the hot reload is performed, but still it is not being displayed. So the thing that you need to do over here is that stop your app from running and restart it back again, and then your error will be fixed. That means your bottom tab navigation will be displaying over here. Right guys? So now our Flutter app is starting. And now you should see that you can see the bottom curved animation bottom tab navigator in your application. So let's see whether it works or not. And boom guys, as you can see, we are having our beautiful, amazing and animated bottom tab navigator, and that looks really cool and amazing. So we are going to be adding some stylings to it. As you can see, we are having on our bottom tab navigator a background color of blue when it's selected, and when it's not selected the background color is white, and our icons background color is white and the icons color is black. So we can edit it. So we will see that now, but before editing it, we are just going to test our app. So let's click on our second icon, and as you can see, the animation is working fine. Amazing. That's really great for new applications that you're going to be start creating. It's not that hard, it's really simple to apply in your app or use it in your app. So the first thing that I'm going to do over here is that I'm just going to be changing my icon, or let's go in our material app, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to change my background color to light blue. Why I'll be changing it? Because I don't need this background color when the icon is selected. So I'm just gonna apply my body's background color also to be blue, so it will be looking really great, and after some times we can just fix it out. But before that, let me just apply the background color to blue, and as you can see, now it looks really cool and amazing. So now what we need to do over here is that we need to just change the size of this plus icon. So let's come in our icons and change the size to 50 pixel, and boom guys, now you should see it more nicely, and that's gonna be looking like an Instagram ad button. Am I right guys? It's totally different and it looks really amazing. So it's that simple to apply the bottom tab navigator. So after that, let's start styling it step by step. So the first style that we're going to be providing it to this bottom tab navigator is going to be the button's background color. So you can specify over here your color that you need. So I will be using the colors dot, I will be using the blue accent color. So now when I do save it, and as you can see, the button's background color is changed to the color that I have provided, that is blue accent. And if you need to change the color of the icon, you can even change it by providing the colors.white. So as you can see, it's not being changed. So for changing it, you can just change it in your theme data. That will work fine. So we are all set with that. Now if you need to change the background color of your bottom tab navigator, which is white for now, you can just go with the background color and you can just specify the colors dot, and I will be choosing the color that is going to be, let's go with the blue accent only. Great. So as you can see, when I do save it, the background color, I mean to say the background color which was there light blue when the user selects the icon, is changed to the blue accent. So for now, I'm just gonna remove the both codes and I'm just gonna provide a simple button's background color. After that, as we can see over here, that looks really amazing. Now what we are going to do over here is that if you need to change the animation duration, so now when you click on that, it is having 6 milliseconds. You can just change its duration as you like. So I'm just selecting my animation, And now I'm just gonna select my animation duration and I'm just gonna specify it in milliseconds. So now over here I will be using the duration method, and for a simple example I will be going with the milliseconds and I will be going with 200 milliseconds. Now when I do click over here, as you can see how fast the animation happens, and that is really amazing. But by default it is 6 milliseconds, so I'm just gonna go with 6 milliseconds only, and that's really good. 6 milliseconds is really amazing, so we'll just go with the default one. After defining the animation duration, we are going to be working with on tab. Oh, let's go on tab. You're just going to be working at the end, so don't worry about it at all now. So now what I'm going to do over here is that when my bottom tab navigator ends, I'm just going to select a body in which I'm just going to be creating a container in which I would like to display in which index I am. So I'm just going to provide it a color that is going to be colors dot accent blue, or let's go with blue accent. Sorry, my apologize. Let's go with blue accent, and now I'm just gonna define a child with the center widget in which we are going to be displaying a text. So in this center widget I will going to be having a child in which I'll be having a column widget. In this column widget I would like to display the text. So let me just create a, let's go with the main axis alignment before displaying the text. So I'm just gonna say my main axis alignment is going to be centralized. That means whatever items I will be having in this column, all items should be centralized in center of our application. And now I'm just gonna define a children which is gonna take widget, which is going to be as a widget, sorry, and in this widget I'm gonna define it as an array. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to display over here is going to be the elevated button that's going to display that just go to the main button with the index number of 2. So first of all I'm just going to remove all of the things that we're getting while choosing this elevated button by the theme, the package that we have installed. So now in this, the first thing I'm going to define is going to be the child, which is going to take a text of go to page of index 1. So now I'm just gonna be giving it 1. Afterwards I'm just gonna change it to the index number 2. So don't worry about it at all. After that I need to just define the on pressed statement. So by default I'm just gonna keep it a simple function that is not gonna do anything now. Alright, we are just gonna keep it simple. So as you can see, boom guys, we are having our elevated button, and that looks really cool and amazing. So now I'm just gonna change this button's background color to white for our bottom tab navigator, and that's alright, that's good. Yeah, that looks really good and amazing. Let's keep it white other than the blue accent. So as you can see, on press, we need to do something when the user presses on this button that we have created, that is go to page of index 1. So before doing that, we're just gonna scroll to the before our override inside our stateless widget. Okay, we're just gonna create an integer that's going to be our personal variable of page, which is having a value of 0. For simple example, let's change it to the value of 2. That means our add bottom tab, or you can just go with add page for a simple example. Now we are going to be creating a global key that is gonna take the curve navigation bar state. Alright, and now we are going to be having a personal bottom navigation bar key. Let's go with bottom navigation key, and we're just gonna assign it a global key method. Great, so now we are all set with it. Now let's scroll down to our elevated button that we have created with the on press statement. Now when the user presses on this button, we need to take the user back to the index 2 page. So let's come before over here, or okay, so let's keep it simple. I'm just gonna be having an on tab over here in which I'm just gonna define a index, and with which we are just gonna be setting a state over here. Afterwards we are just gonna keep it empty, so don't worry about it at all. We are just gonna be getting an error, but at the end we are just gonna be keeping it empty. So the first thing that we are going to be doing over here in our curved navigation bar, we are just going to be assigning it a key that we have created. That is the bottom navigation key, which is having a global key, right? So we are just going to be assigning it to our curved navigation bar. So let me just keep it simple and come to my on press statement over here. And when the user presses on this elevated button, I'm just going to call a final key word over here. And I'm just going to select my curved navigation bar state, and then I'm just going to be saying if it is true, I'm just going to select my navbar state, then I'm going to assign it my bottom navigation key dot the current state of it. And if it is false, so first let me add a column over here, or it's comma. Yeah, it's a column, not a semicolon. Okay, so let's go with column. Then we are just gonna say if it is false, then I'm just gonna select my navbar state. If it is true, I'm just gonna set my page index to simple 2. Great. So now we are all set with our on press statement for our elevated button, right? So let's test it out whether it is gonna work fine or not. So let me just remove this on tab method over here because it's causing some error, so we are not gonna be working with it for now. Let's keep it simple and remove it. So before removing it, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be displaying a number over here. So like when the user is clicking on our main button, we're just going to display this index is 2. So I'm just going to select a text with my personal variable of page, and I'm just going to convert it to string. When I just do that, and I'm just going to display a text scale factor that is going to be 10.0 pixel, 10 pixels, simple. And now we should see a large number of 2. And that looks great. The value that we have assigned to our integer of personal page, right? And now let's see what's going to happen with it. Is like we are in our first tab, and when the user clicks on the elevated button, we are going to be redirected to our main tab. So let's test it out over here. So when I do click, as you can see, we are in our add tab. Let me go over here. Let me come to the first one. Okay, so it's working fine. Great. So we are all set. So this is how we create a curved animated bottom tab navigator with Flutter. It's really amazing. The source code for it will be provided in the link in the description below. You can just access the GitHub repo for it and download, and you're free to use it and make changes in it. So that's it for this video. Follow me on Instagram, the link will be provided in the description below. And if till now you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. And I will see you in the next Flutter video.